Hi, it's Wednesday, May 1st, and it's time for the Weekly Uplift. I'm Becky Sangha. I help people find healing through holistic and shamanic practices, meditation, Reiki, and energy practices, as well as through artistic expression. My intent with this Weekly Uplift is to deliver an intuited message that could be uplifting and inspiring, as well as to leave you with a meditation practice that you can use all during the week to help you really tap into your full potential. I've been recording the messages mostly inside over the past few months, but now that the weather is warming up, I thought I'd start taking my video production outside, and today I'm recording under some beautiful oak trees surrounded by fields of wildflowers. It's absolutely amazing, and I appreciate the opportunity. This week's energy is truly amazing. If you tap into any astrologers and the wealth of wisdom that they offer, then you will have heard messages this week about how the universal energy, the energy coming in from the cosmos, is really on point for you having a really great week. So with that, I'm curious to know, how has your week been so far? We're in the middle of the week, and what have you found so far that has been uplifting, helpful, or maybe challenges that have been crossed or hurdles that have been jumped over? I'd like to know how things are going for you. As an intuitive and energy worker, I tap into universal energy as well as the energy of the viewer to intuit the message and also be too inspired in the meditation. So this message is truly for you, and I'm really happy that you're here. I've been guided to talk to you about your true self this week. That's a really big topic, and I felt a little challenged when that notion first came in as to how I was going to present this in a few minutes that could help you really start to shed some of the old notions of who you are and begin to accept some of the new revelations of science and spirituality, and how our understanding of what we truly are can help you to have the life that you truly want. So to start the discussion, I'd like you to take a piece of paper if you have one, or if you're on your computer and can open up a note and jot down a few things. I'd like you to really reflect on who you are. And as humans, we often identify who we are as the titles or the different roles that we take on. So if you could just take out a sheet of paper and start writing down some of the different roles that make up who you are. I'll give you some examples. I'm a parent and a sibling. I'm also an artist, a leader, an educator. Those are just some of the roles that I have and that I take on as I move throughout my day. So just take a minute now to jot down some of the roles that you take on. Now, take a moment to move down your list and read each role. And as you do, take a moment to identify the energy with which you approach that role. So, for instance, my energy as a sibling and when I'm with my brothers and sisters is much different than my role as a parent with my children. And the energy that I take on each role with and that I move into each role with is different. Also, as you're moving down and thinking about that, the different energy states within which you operate, also think about how much energy that you expend in each role. Which roles might be taking a little more energy, maybe which roles might be taken a little less. And do this in a really open, observing way with no judgment. This is really just to help you start identifying how you identify with what you think is your true self now. And then we're going to move through this message today and kind of break that down for you and give you a different understanding of who you truly are. Now, I want to warn you that what I'm about to tell you may make you feel a little upset or even bewildered or confused. You are none of those things that you just wrote down. You are none of the titles or the roles or the energy states that you just wrote down. Buddhists and many other spiritual practitioners have been teaching us the truth about who we really are for centuries. And now science and quantum physics provides the research and the explanation to help us really understand these concepts. What we now know is that everything that we perceive through our five senses is an illusion. It isn't real. When we break down a physical object, and let's just use our bodies for an example, when we break down the body into parts, well, from the outside we see many parts. We see eyes and ears and noses and hair and limbs, our central body cavity, all the things that make up the body. And when we start to break that down, we see all the tissues and bones and organs that go into the internal part of making up the body. And then when we move into those tissues and organs and bones, we find that they're made up of cells. And that the cells are made up of cellular structures. And those cellular structures are made up of particles. And when we do a deep dive and look into the particles, what do we find? Nothingness. Emptiness. When we look into the basic building blocks of particles, we find emptiness. The only thing that exists is the field that connects everything. The field is that which all creation springs from and that which connects all things. It can also be felt as infinite, unconditional love. So the true you is the power and presence of the infinite creator, imbued with all of the power, wisdom, skill, ability, joy, peace, and unconditional love for all things and all beings. Now, let's reflect back on that original list of titles that you wrote down that previously described who you thought you were, and how much energy that you expend as you switch titles throughout your week, and how different titles pull more energy from you than others. And ask yourself, what would it be like if I could stay in infinite creator energy all week long? Remember, infinite creator energy is imbued with infinite power, wisdom, ability, peace, joy, abundance, and unconditional love. What would it be like if you accepted yourself as the true creator of your reality? Well, in order to be able to maintain this infinite creator presence and power throughout our days, we have to practice. And that's what meditation can offer us, an opportunity to practice and to be mindful of who we truly are, to practice embodying the energy of the infinite creator, divine energy. So for this week's meditation, we're going to practice aligning with our true selves as infinite creators imbued with infinite power, love, peace, and joy. So let's go ahead and find your seat. You could be sitting on a chair or on a meditation cushion. It's even okay to be lying down if you find it necessary. But just be sure that you can take a deep breath that goes all the way down into your abdomen and that this central channel is unblocked so that you can receive the energies that will be coming in during this meditation. Whether you decide to close your eyes or leave them open is up to you. Sometimes when our minds are going and very active, it's better to close the eyes so that we can really have the focus that we're looking for our practice. And other times, people find it advantageous and helpful if they just lower their gaze, soften their focus, and droop the eyelids. So whatever feels good for you, please feel free to do that. And let's go ahead and get started. We'll first start with taking 3 deep breaths, breathing deeply all the way through the nose, down into the abdomen, and then releasing the breath. And with each of the 3 breaths, on the inhale, hooking any tension that you might feel in the body and releasing it with the out breath. And now, feeling very calm, just start to notice your breath. Don't try to focus or control it. Just notice it as it moves in and moves out. Notice the quality of the breath, temperature, maybe the pace. Don't apply any judgment or constraints. Just relax and notice. And now I invite you to imagine the ordinary you, caught in the energies of the various roles that you take on, full of angst and fear, possibly feeling alone and broken. Notice the body. Notice the tension it feels with all of this angst and fear, disconnect and loneliness. Now notice that this body is made up of a lot of parts. Arms and legs, fingers and toes. And all of these parts are held together by tissue, bone, and run by the organs. Move your consciousness inside of your body to the cells. Look around. Notice inside the cells are smaller structures still, and continue drilling in until you reach emptiness. You may have felt in the past a little afraid that once you reached emptiness, you would feel empty or nothing. But notice here that there is a field of energy that you find familiar in this emptiness. After a brief moment, you identify it as unconditional love, source energy. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to be connected to infinite power, wisdom, peace, joy, abundance, and unconditional love? Use your breath to concentrate and expand the energy. With the in-breath, breathing in that source energy, concentrating it throughout the body, and with the out-breath, radiating it out, expanding the light in all directions. Breathing in, concentrating the light inside the body. Breathing out, expanding and radiating out the light for all to see, for all to feel, and for all to benefit from. Continue breathing in this source energy, concentrating and expanding it as long as you would like. And when you are ready, begin to pull your focus back from space into the body, becoming aware of the cells that make up the organs, and tissues and bone. Notice the body, the physical manifestation that you have created. Appreciate the body for carrying you through this human experience. Reassure the body and the body's brain that your higher self, your true self, is there to support and to honor the path that you walk. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Open your eyes if they're closed. And take one deep breath and let it go. Welcome back. As you move through your week, I hope that you will use this meditation practice to help you align to your true self. It's indicated that you practice it daily. However, it's even more beneficial when you can practice it in what I'll call a reactive mode. And what I mean by that is when you feel those twinges of anxiety, fear, disconnect, loneliness, or even just questioning who you truly are, do this practice. When you start to do it in a formal meditation practice, you can go ahead and use, of course, the guided practice as much as you want. But after you become more familiar with it, you'll be able to do it in your head in a matter of seconds. So if you're moving out within the world and things are happening and you start to feel a sense of uncomfortableness, a sense of doubt, if you could take a minute and do this practice, you will find your true self and your infinite power to move through every challenge and every dynamic. If I can be of any help to you, be sure and visit my website, emergewellholistics.com, and book a session with me. You can also leave any comments or questions here, and I'll be happy to answer them. Until next week, take good care. Goodbye for now.